Good evening, Trophy Club. I want to introduce you to your mayor for the day, Olive Rocha.
It is 7 p.m. I call to order the Trophy Club Town Council meeting. Today is June 23rd. There's a quorum present. Please stand for the prayer and the pledges.
You know what? We're going to be saying the pledges, please.
Okay. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
We will give you recognition to the whole entire town. Come on right next to you. And this is Olive, and I just want to tell you what a wonderful experience it has been. As the mayor, I get to do a lot of fun things in this town, but one of my favorite is Mayor for the Day. And Olive is with us today. She is a fifth grader at Beck. I've started to say Beck University. It's not. It's Beck Elementary School. So would you like to say a few words to your people? Okay.
I have some things to say.
Okay.
Okay. Can I pull this down?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to thank Captain Woodard and Chief Wise for giving me a tour of the police and fire stations. I'd also like to thank Tammy Dixon for setting this up, and I would love to thank the mayor for spending time with me and allowing me to learn from her.
Is there something special you learned doing these 2 or 3 days we spent together?
Well, I learned all about what you get to do and all the fun.
And you learned that I have no power.
Yes.
That's the most important. Okay, thank you so much. I would like for you to, would you like for your parents to come? Is Richard here? And is he gonna be able to come? She has a little sister that requires a lot of attention, but this is Olive's mom, Sylvia. And we would like to take a couple pictures and then give you some fun stuff. Here comes Dad. Come on, Ella. Ella, would you like to come up here as well?
Future mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd like to read a proclamation for you, Olive. This is very important. Not many people get proclamations, but here you go. You ready? Olive Rocha Tran is a bright and enthusiastic 10-year-old who will be entering the 5th grade at Beck Elementary School this fall. And, is that correct? Mm-hmm. And Olive has attended Beck since the 2nd grade, maintaining straight A's throughout and consistently demonstrating her commitment to academic excellence, and she has earned numerous accolades, including multiple Top Dog awards. I don't know what that means, but you want to tell us what the Top Dog is?
Yeah. So like they have like a top pick, like most helpful or something, and they pick the person in their class for the most.
Oh, cool. So that's pretty nice. A mayor should be able to do that. Including Top Dog Awards, is well known for her love of school and eagerness to learn. And Olive enjoys a wide range of interests and talents, including singing, gymnastics, and art, and is looking forward, this is the most important, to taking on a new leadership role as an anchor for the Beck Bulldogs broadcasting team for 2025 through 2026 school year. And Olive is also a loving and inspirational big sister who sets a remarkable example for her 2 younger siblings every day. Now, therefore, I, Jeanette Tiffany, Mayor of the Town of Trophy Club, Texas, and on behalf of the Trophy Club Town Council, those are these people that you met. Mm-hmm. You met every one of them, right?
Yeah.
They introduced yourself?
Yeah.
Did they shake your hand?
Yes.
Good, okay. On behalf of the Trophy Club Council, do hereby proclaim June the 23rd, 2025 as Olive Rocha-Tran Mayor for a day in Trophy Club. God bless you, sweetie. And, would you tell them quickly, what is the broadcaster? What do you do? Tell them what you do.
We do the school announcements where we say what lunch is, the weather, and everything that happened today, like a special event maybe.
So you do that every morning?
Yes.
So you can see that she is prepared to do that job, right? She's a great speaker. Good.
Be mayor permanently.
What? You can come up here anytime. Okay. Tammy, would you like to help us? This is yours. You can take
Thank you.
this. And then your friend Tammy Dixon has prepared for you some fun things.
Thank you.
Here's your plaque,
I'll put that right there.
and this is for Olive, Mayor of the Day.
I got one.
And you have one for Isla and for Ella.
Kelly, you want to come get your bag? Okay, y'all have had we had a wonderful time. Thank you so much. Good job. I want to come hear you broadcast. Thank you. Okay, we will now move into our agenda, and the first on the agenda item is public comments. Are there any public comments?
Yes, ma'am. The first speaker to sign up is Danny Mayer.
Do I get a bag?
Well, I don't know.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Danny Mayer, and I reside at 2201 Prestwick Avenue here in Trophy Club. I'm here tonight to respectfully call for the immediate resignation of council member Stacy Bauer. This request is not made lightly. It is based on significant loss of public confidence in her ability to serve our community. Councilmember Bauer was recently indicted on felony theft charges. According to the indictment, the alleged theft took place from January 1st, 2021 through April the 3rd, 2023, and involved the unlawful appropriation of property valued between $30,000 and $150,000. The property included U.S. currency, equipment, cash boxes, marketing materials, and electronics. These resources were intended for a youth organization serving our community. These are serious allegations. If proven, they carry the potential for criminal penalties, including prison time and substantial fines. Beyond the legal ramifications, the situation has already compromised the public's trust. Moreover, the indictment has attracted unwanted media attention, bringing unnecessary embarrassment to the town of Trophy Club. Our community is proud to be recognized as one of the safest cities in Texas. Having a sitting council member under felony indictment undermines this image and raises concerns about the integrity of our local government. Should Councilmember Bauer choose not to resign voluntarily, I would respectfully urge this council to include on the next meeting agenda a formal vote of confidence or no confidence regarding her continued service. The residents of Trophy Club deserve to know where each of you stands on this issue. In closing, I believe the most honorable course of action for Councilmember Bauer, and the one that is best serves the interest of Trophy Club, is for her to step down from her position. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you.
The second speaker, Jared King.
Hello, council. I'm not going to get too, wow, this thing is sensitive,
It's
isn't
loud. It's not.
it? Jared King, 106 Panorama Court. My agenda, 3 things: be brief, be brilliant, be gone. I know state law doesn't allow you to respond, but I want to echo Danny's sentiment that Councilmember Bauer, as she first was on the ballot, unopposed, she said this was all a misunderstanding. Now it's criminal charges. So this is very serious, and I would like to see her step down. And if not, I definitely would like the council to add an agenda item to have a vote of no confidence. Thank you.
Thank you.
There are no further speakers.
Okay, thank you. We will then go to the first agenda item. We've done proclamation for the day, proclamation for Parks and Recreation, please. After he reads your, you want to speak first, Madison?
You mind?
Certainly, you're always welcome. So after she speaks, Rylan will read your proclamation, and then we want a picture of the parks with your shirt on. That's a beautiful color.
We call it Amanda Blue because this is Amanda's favorite color.
It's really
so-
called Tiffany blue.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Sorry.
Well, good evening, Mayor and Council. We just wanted to get in front of you tonight and talk a little bit about July is Parks and Recreation Month. So this is a national initiative that is put on by the National Recreation and Park Association. It's going on 40 years now, and we decided Trophy Club needs to be a part of this celebration. It's really about highlighting our programs and what our team does for the community through our parks, our maintenance, and like I said, our programs. And so you'll see a lot of agencies throughout the Metroplex and the country doing the same thing that we're doing tonight, just to highlight the impact that Parks and Recreation can have on those communities. So each year, the National Recreation and Park Association selects a theme that they think embodies and reflects Parks and Rec professionals and what we do. This year's theme is Build Together, Play Together. So as a department, we're not only physically building things like pickleball courts, but we're also building programs and those connections and the opportunity for people to get out and play and enjoy themselves in Trophy Club. So you should have in your agenda packet, and the community can find it online. Right here at this website, trophyclub.org/July. But we planned a few activities to just highlight Parks and Recreation and what we do. Some of these you'll see are passive, so things like our 4th of July, we already have that event, right? Or make a splash at our pool. We want you to just come experience the Trophy Club pool. But then we also have some new things. So you'll see on July 12th, there's a family day out at Harmony Park. Where we're gonna have some activities for families just to enjoy together. Same thing with Coffee in the Park on the 15th, and a birdhouse builders will be in Trophy Club Park, where people can come and build a birdhouse together, as well as Popsicles on the 30th. So we really encourage everybody to come out and just enjoy our Parks and Recreation amenities and get to engage with our staff when we'll be out there building those connections. So happy to answer any questions you have.
Well, it looks like your calendar moves around the town with all of the different parks.
The goal is to try to hit as many places as we can to highlight all of those parks.
Popsicles at Freedom Dog Park.
Popsicles, yeah. So there'll be some treats available for both dogs and humans.
That's great. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, would you like to read your proclamation?
Sure. Whereas July 2025 marks the 40th anniversary of Parks and Recreation Month, a national celebration first established in 1985 to recognize the vital role parks and recreation play in enhancing quality of life. And whereas Parks and Recreation is an integral part of communities throughout this country, including the town of Trophy Club, Texas. And whereas Parks and Recreation promotes health and wellness by encouraging active lifestyles, improving physical and mental health, and supporting nutrition and wellness programs. And whereas Parks and Recreation fosters time spent in nature, which positively impacts mental health by increasing cognitive performance and well-being and alleviating illnesses such as depression, attention deficit disorders, and Alzheimer's. And whereas Parks and Recreation offers essential services such as youth enrichment programs, senior activities, cultural events, and opportunities for social connection through yoga, art classes, community gatherings, and more. And whereas the contributions of more than 160,000 full-time park and recreation professionals, along with countless part-time, seasonal workers and volunteers, make possible the sustainable maintenance of parks, green spaces, and accessible programs across the nation. And whereas the 2025 theme, Build Together, Play Together, reflects how park and recreation professionals work collaboratively to build healthy, thriving, and inclusive communities. And whereas the town of Trophy Club recognizes the lasting impact of Parks and Recreation in cultivating lifelong friendships, memories, family bonds, and community pride. Now, therefore, Jeanette Tiffany, Mayor of the Town of Trophy Club, and on behalf of the Trophy Club Town Council, does hereby proclaim the month of July 2025 as Parks and Recreation Month in the town of Trophy Club, Texas, and encourages all residents to recognize and support the efforts of our local parks and recreation professionals and to enjoy the many benefits that Parks and Recreation bring to our community. Proclaimed and signed on this day, the 23rd of June, 2025.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, would you like to get your gang? And by the way, we have, it looks like 3 of our park board members. And would you like to introduce yourselves down there so that everybody knows who you are?
I guess I can start. I'm Madison Sile. I'm the recreation superintendent.
I'm Marissa. I'm one of the recreation coordinators.
I'm Amanda, recreation coordinator.
Daniel, admin assistant.
Corey, park superintendent.
Gary Packton, Park Board member.
Jeff Eason, park board member.
Jennifer Kashner, park board. Oh, yes, chair.
Can we hold? Do we have it?
It is. Good job. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Do y'all provide all the equipment for birdhouses? Are you providing all of the, Daniel? Madison, are y'all providing all of the equipment for birdhouses?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Yes. If I want to build a birdhouse?
Yeah, it'll be there. We'll provide it for you.
Wow.
Yep, on-site while supplies last, but yes.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, we will now go to working for you. I think several of us have something to like to say. Go right ahead.
For the last several months, I've been participating with the U.S. Texas 377 Texas Corridor Study. It's a long-term focus from Mexico to Oklahoma line, and it's mainly 10 years in the future. Anybody interested can find Highway 377 Texas Corridor Study. I don't see anything significant affecting Trophy Club. Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you for being there. He had a particular interest in that. Thank you so much for doing that. Other comments? Jeff, you have any comments?
Nope.
Rylan, nothing? Well, okay, I do have a message from Tiffany Memphis, who is the chair of this Trophy Club Stars and Stripes. She was unable to be here tonight. This is very important. She has headed up the Stars and Stripes for the last 4 or 5 years, and she is happy to share some positive news this year. We have enough flags in inventory and did not need to request donations to purchase additional flags. Thanks to careful planning and generous past contributions, we're fully stocked for this year's program. That said, we will need to replenish our supply next year, so community support through donations will be important in 2026. This is what's important to all volunteers who will be picking up flags. You can pick up your flags on Tuesday, July the 1st, and do y'all realize that is next week? I mean, this year is already gone. July the 1st, between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock p.m., right out here at the town hall. There will be a tent, and there will be the flags there. She will be able to give you the flags that you need to pick up for your particular neighborhood. We currently have about 90% of the routes covered, and there's still time for additional volunteers to sign up and help. Please visit the Facebook to send a message or email. We thank you for your continued support of this cherished tradition and something that symbolizes how this is the most patriotic town in Texas. These flags have been flying for like 12 years now, very important in our town, and I do know that always keep something going. You have to have people who are passionately caring about this, and Tiffany has done this, has picked this up. She, Mindy Bone, Kelly Cassinway, and several others. And I know the secret. She's going to transition out because she gets kind of tired. So we are always looking for people who will pick something up with passion and carry it forward. It's very important, whether it's our Veterans Association or whatever is going on in our town. So always look for an opportunity to volunteer, keep our town a great place to call home, be a participant, care about it, love it, take care of Trophy Club. Thank you. By the way, I have a passionate love for the flag, so it's just been a wonderful community experience.
Don't hide. You were one of the people that started it.
Well, I
so
did.
Take a little credit.
That's why I'm trying to find some. So come on, everybody, step up.
Hey, Mayor, just a comment of support to Tiffany and Mindy and Kelly. They are just terrific. They've been doing it
Yes.
for a long time. And I look forward to doing it. Terrell looks forward to doing it. So our community is ready. And once we're done doing our little section of the world, we'd like to get in the golf cart and go out in the community and see everybody doing it. It's really spectacular. So.
And Gary, you want to speak to Highlands,
Yes.
please? Because y'all participate big time.
Oh, yes, we do. That and the veterans group up here, we're scheduled to do that this weekend with Emily. So we're
Tell us
ready to
what
go.
you mean by that.
Planting the flags along Trophy Club Drive, and then also, hopefully, we'll also have the roundabout prepared this year for the flags.
The flags being the
military
six-
flags and the American flags, yes. So one of the things we've been working on, the HOA Highlands, is our roundabout as you come into town. Many of you, when you go down Trophy Club Drive, you'll see the American flags at all the entrances. We've worked closely with the town, the HOA has, and we're going to be doing that same thing in our roundabout. So when people first come in our town, they'll see the American flag and then every branch of service around that roundabout. So,
And
thank
you'll
you.
see that around the town a little bit too, thanks. Dennis, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I could use a couple more volunteers on
There you
my
go.
team.
Ask and it shall be given. You want to say anything about your flags? Do you plant flags in your neighborhood?
Used to, years ago. Haven't done it in a while.
Well, good, come on, join me. I've got.
I'm usually,
Jeff, you do. Tell us about your
Yeah.
neighborhood, please.
Well, Abby Moore, I was instrumental in putting up the
Absolutely.
service flags at the entrance after the Highlands started it, because it looked so good. And I've maintained that, I don't know, when did you first start doing it? About 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we followed suit the following year, so it's been
Yeah.
7 years.
Well, you've been planting flags a long time as well.
I have, I've been planting them every year since
Yep.
it started.
Forever, for a long, long time. So we thank you. So you see our council's invested in it. If this is getting out to those who are on YouTube, because I know there are people in our town who turn on the YouTube and watch these meetings. So if you are watching, please be prepared to plant your flags, get your family out there. It's a great time to be with your family. Now, that will transition us to the updates. Mr. Town Manager?
Very good. Good evening, Mayor and Council. A few things. As you've mentioned, 4th of July is coming soon, and that is probably our favorite day here in Trophy Club. For us, we have a lot of events going on. There is the Patriot 5K and Fun Run that starts at 7 a.m. and that'll take place at Beck Elementary. At 10 a.m., the Parade of Patriots steps off from Midland Middle School. And then we'll wrap up the day with our fireworks celebration. That starts at 6 p.m. at Independence Park. You won't want to miss all the festivities going on that day, so plan on attending. Let's see, we have a Family Day Out as part of Parks and Recreation Month coming up. Join us for Family Day Out at Harmony Park on Friday, July 12th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for an afternoon of fun, games, and refreshing snow cones. Bring the whole family and enjoy a day full of community fun. And then we do have a couple of meetings coming up between now and our next council meeting on July 14th. So those meetings are on June 26th. We have the Trophy Club Council for Arts and Culture. That is at 6 p.m. Also on June 26th, we have the Economic Development Corporation at 6 p.m. On July 9th, we have the Crime Control and Prevention District at 6 p.m. On July 10th, we have the Economic Development Corporation again at 6 p.m. And then on July 10th, we have the Planning and Zoning meeting at 7 p.m. So we have a lot of meetings between now and our next scheduled town council meeting. We invite the public always to participate in those and come and be in attendance to hear about the issues that are being discussed. I was also asked one question about how the pickleball courts construction is coming along. We are moving right along, so there's lots of action happening over there. Just some things that are either taking place now or will be over the next couple of weeks as they begin for it, but they're working on the foundation. The retaining walls are still well underway. The basketball court will be starting to take some shape here soon. Bocce ball courts as well. The fencing is going to be in place. Working on drainage, electrical, irrigation, all those things are ongoing right now. But we are scheduled to end that project sometime around the middle to late September right now for it. So we are excited to be able to have that amenity available for the public. And that is all that I have for this evening. All right, thank you.
Thank you. And do we have a quick civic tip?
Yes.
Thank you.
So there's some items on the agenda relating to boards, commissions, and committees. Thought I'd read from the town charter here. This is section 308, powers of the council, and there's a nice beginning here to explain that all these powers are enumerated, and then there are others that are enumerated for even greater certainty. And so one of those is subsection F, and it says, provide for such additional boards, commissions, and corporations not otherwise provided for in this charter as may be deemed necessary, and appoint the members of all such boards, commissions, and corporations. Such boards, commissions, and corporations shall have all powers and duties now and thereafter conferred or created by the charter of the town ordinance or by state law. And so you do have some boards and commissions that are created by the charter. You have others that are created by the town council through ordinance, and then you have some that are required by state law. If you're, for example, going to participate in a TERS, you create a board. And then there are state law requirements on how some of those boards are configured and the number of directors that can be appointed. So if anyone is interested in look at your town charter. There's also some limitation on who can serve on the board, and then there's further ordinances that the council has recently adopted to vet people who are eligible.
Okay. Thank you. Good. We will be speaking to that a little bit tonight, I think. All right, thank you very much. Consent agenda, please.
This part of the agenda consists of non-controversial or housekeeping items required by law. Items may be removed from consent by any council member by making such request prior to a motion and vote.
Is there a motion to,
Mayor,
yes, sir.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, items number 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Second.
And Jeff seconds that. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? Passed. Get that. Next agenda item, please.
Item 8, consider a resolution authorizing the notice of intent to issue combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2025, and authorizing Samco Bond Council and town officials to proceed with the issuance process for the certificates.
April, are you going to,
Yes, ma'am.
you can just stay there, you can stand?
I am. I'm going to try it from here tonight.
Oh, you are? Okay, well, go for it.
We're trying something new.
Okay, well, let's try
How
it.
this goes.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight, I will be presenting an overview of the proposed issuance of combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2025. This proposed issuance is designed to provide funding for key capital projects outlined in the fiscal year 2024-25 Capital Improvement Plan. The item before you this evening is the adoption of a notice of intent to issue certificates of obligation in an estimated amount of $150,000. This action is a required legal formality that initiates the public notice process. It does not authorize the issuance of debt at this time, but rather preserves the town's ability to move forward later this summer should council choose to proceed. The proceeds from this issuance will support several infrastructure and facility improvements, including street improvements on Forest Hill Drive, Paint Rock Court, Palmetto Court, and Oakmont Drive, sidewalk improvements along Parkview Drive, Durango Drive, Skyline Drive, and Creekside Drive, as well as a remodel of the Streets and Parks Maintenance Shop. These improvements are aligned with our infrastructure maintenance goals and community mobility enhancements. The debt service for these certificates will be structured to fit within the town's existing INS tax rate framework. The current fiscal year 2025 INS tax rate is slightly under 10 cents at 0.099427. Preliminary analysis indicates that the fiscal year 2026 rate would increase to slightly over 10 cents to approximately 0.1031. An incremental change of only 0.003673. If the certificates are issued, the annual debt service payments will be incorporated into the town's fiscal year 2025-26 town budget. These payments will be supported primarily by ad valorem taxes as permitted by law. The town's financial advisor will work in coordination with staff to ensure the issuance is optimally structured and timed to maximize flexibility and minimize borrowing costs. This issuance is part of a broader, long-range capital financing plan designed to meet the town's infrastructure needs through fiscal year 2040. Future anticipated issuances include, in fiscal year 2027, $5,582,000. In fiscal years 2030, 2032, 2035, 2038, and 2040, $7 million each of those years. In total, the town anticipates issuing up to $48,735,000 in bonds through fiscal year 2040, all structured to remain within the town's INS tax rate goal. To reiterate, tonight's action is limited to approving the notice of intent. This step initiates the required legal notification process, ensuring transparency and public awareness, but does not have any immediate fiscal impact, nor does it obligate the town to issue the debt at this time. This proposed issuance represents a prudent and forward-looking approach to addressing critical infrastructure needs while maintaining the town's long-standing commitment to financial responsibility. At this time, I'd like to invite Jack McCliney from Samco Capital to walk you through the tax rate analysis in greater detail, and then we will open it up for any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, April. Mayor, council, thank you guys for having us out again. I believe you guys have a copy of this TRIA in your agenda packets. And to briefly walk you through that, looking at column 2 on there, that is our projected taxable values. For this upcoming year, we're using our preliminary rates. Those are not yet final, but we're getting very close to them being so. So we do have some confidence relying on those as far as our models go. Our current, column 3 has our current INS tax rate. As you see, from 2025 to 2026, we have a fairly large drop in our debt service. Looking on to column 4, that is the proposed debt that we're talking about tonight. We have that structured as such that we do not exceed that 10.5 cent cap that you guys set as a goal. Looking on that far right column, year 1, we'll go up to 0.1031 and then 0.1032 in the second year. Going back to these issuances following along, you'll see we have them staggered throughout so that as debt falls off, we are able to then replace it with a new issuance, maintaining the tax rate goal and hitting any targets that you all may have. And as April said, this is, y'all are not assuming any debt today. This is just the first legal steps in that direction. And with that, any questions y'all may have?
Questions, comments?
I have comments, no
Go,
questions.
well, go right ahead.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. This is for council. This step is, he's correct, there's a lot happening and it may or may not get to us again, but the only time we're going to see this again is August 25th. And at that time, the bids are going to be in. And it's going to be very hard for a council to turn it down at that time. Now, staff will be involved in all this time, but I just wanted to make that clear that this is it, as far as I'm concerned, as far as yes or no. The other thing is, unlike our previous bonds, I want to compliment our staff. If anybody was interested, I won't go through it all, on page 44 of our agenda, limits the scope of what the money can be spent for. And it's the first time we've done any bonds that do that I'm aware of, except for maybe the town hall. Usually there's boilerplate language that covers everything. And two, it starts to limit the length of the bonds to 22 years. And I know we're going to go for less, but I'm glad to see those strict restrictions. And when I get to see it again in August, I look forward to seeing the exact same restrictions on it. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Steve?
Yeah, we've talked about this for a number of months, and what I like best about it is the strategic approach we're taking in terms of bonds every other year. That wasn't just by happenstance, so I think that's the correct approach. So I support it. Good job.
What I like is being able to go to our 2025 budget, and we look at the capital improvement plans in here, and we look at each item and project designated with when, why, justification, as well as the funding. So it's just a great way to, from my perception, to manage our town, so that we're not doing it just because we need to do it.
And that is all credit to y'all staff. They make our job a lot easier.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other comment?
Yeah, I have a question for Brandon. I haven't paid attention to what's been done recently. Where do we stand with the House and Senate limiting the bond capabilities in the future?
Yeah, good question. House Bill 19, if I remember correctly, is what it was called. Luckily, it did not make it out of committee and therefore died on the floor. Doesn't mean that we might not have, revisiting types of legislation in the future on that, but for this year at least, we have dodged that bullet and we move on to the next year.
This looks to me like it gives us the flexibility, if they do make a change, to be able to adapt.
Yeah, one of the things that we had contemplated for this issuance, when HB 19 was starting to move a little bit, was whether or not we needed to adjust our current year's borrowing to be able to do that. There are ways for us to be flexible for that, so if legislation is introduced in a future year, we have the ability to revisit with our financial advisors and keep our same goals in mind while changing up the timelines to be able to accommodate the structure that we need. So.
Very good.
Any comments?
Yeah, I'll just add, I'll echo a little bit of what Dennis said. Some of the things Dennis pointed out, they came from conversations that he and Steve and I had with staff last budget season as our finance subcommittee. The goal here is to have, as smooth as possible, forecast-wise, a program of debt to finance capital improvement projects. We as a town will always have a steady diet of debt-financed capital improvement projects to maintain our infrastructure and as a result be able to provide the services that our residents have come to expect. So we've collectively given our feedback to staff. They've come with great ideas, and this is kind of the outcome of it. As you all saw with one of the prior slides, sort of the forecasted potential bond issuances in out years. We're trying to be, smooth with it. Obviously, subject to things changing macroeconomically and whatnot. But, I think it's reflective of we're planning the best we can possibly plan right now with the things we do know and the things we can control. And so I appreciate that we have this in front of us today, and I think it's a good step in the right direction.
So just for your information, we are at work right now on a project, isn't that correct, Matt? Utilizing this process. So where are you working on streets right now?
We've got we're on the sidewalks right now with Durango and Parkview. We're getting close to wrapping those up.
Yeah.
And then we've got the 3 streets. They have not started yet, but we will be going out to bid soon for those.
Cool.
Yeah, those are under design. So Forest Hill, Paint Rock, and Palmetto are currently under design.
Right.
And then we'll be going out for bids here soon.
So, good. It's great. Jack, any other comments?
Y'all covered it.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Are all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Mayor, council, thank y'all.
Thank you, Jack. And come back. I guess we'll see you again in
I'll be back
3
in
or 4
August.
months.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't forget us. Thank you.
Item 9, discuss and consider directing staff regarding the membership of the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone, TERS Board.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
Go-
okay. I
go
just
ahead,
didn't want to
Brandon.
jump in
Thank
if.
you. No, 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 thank you. I'm
Okay, very
sorry.
good.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second while I just get to the right place here on my meeting agenda. All right, so we had a workshop a few weeks ago regarding the kind of giving an update on the TERS fund that we have and the funding for the TERS projects that happen. The TERS zone is this area down here, right around Town Hall, so essentially from 114 all the way around kind of Trophy Wood to kind of that area down here. During that discussion, it came up a question of whether or not the council wanted to have further dialogue on the topic of changing the structure of the TERS board. TERS board right now is a separate board that we have here in the town. There are 5 members on that board. And then there is 1 representative as well from Tarrant County on that board for a total of 6. Okay, so under if the council were interested in restructuring that board, right, the conversation was whether or not potentially having the town council itself serving as the TERS board, whether having the Economic Development Corporation board serving as the TERS board, and what the desired direction was in the future for that. If that were to occur, either one of those groups has 7 members, so the board would be expanded from 6 members, right, 5 plus 1, to 7 plus 1. You still have that Tarrant County representative that is part of the board, and so there would be then a total of 8 members on the TERS board under that scenario. Because of the fact that the county has funding in the program, they do have a seat on the board and right to have a seat on the board. So I'll kind of open it up at this time for conversation from the council about the desired direction for that. But really, I think the main purpose here is to try to make sure that the TERS board itself is aligned perfectly with the economic development direction of the town council and or the Economic Development Corporation. The easiest way to do that is to put those bodies together into one entity for that purpose. So I'll just open it up for conversation. I think staff is just wanting to hear the direction from council on if you would like us to prepare any changes to the TERS board in the way that it's structured.
Okay, so what we need to come out of this is with a motion to move forward?
Just a motion to direct staff to
Yeah, okay.
do something.
Okay, so I know that Dennis is not in favor of this, so have you had second thoughts?
Yeah.
Maybe you have.
Absolutely, 3rd,
Okay.
4th, or 5th.
Maybe it's third
I'm
thought.
still against it.
Well, there
But
you go.
I
Then
would
you
like
have-
to, I would like to recommend, if it's already stated, I know I'm outvoted.
Yeah, you are.
I would prefer to see it go to council as being the members of the TERS.
Oh, that's what,
Well-
but
Well,
you don't
no.
even want it, so I mean, why does he
Well, I
Well,
care?
well, the other option is be part of the EDC.
Correct.
Personally, I'm in favor of that option. To me, they go hand in glove. Those 2 entities should be working closely together. I don't think it needs to right away go to council. It's just my opinion.
Other thoughts?
In light of the small area plan and the involvement of EDC, I would think that it would be better to go to EDC. We can always make a change in the future to pull it into council if we deemed it necessary.
You want to comment?
Yeah, sure. I would be fine if it fell back to council, but I'm already on record from 8 years ago or 9 years ago now to make it overlap with the EDC and have the members of the EDC. We made that a policy in 2016, and it was a good one, and I voted for it, and it got undone somehow. So at the very least, we could go back to being as efficient as we were 9 years ago.
So that's what video's good for?
Yes.
And memory.
Yes. Do you have any comment, Gary?
No, ma'am, not at this time, no.
I'm in favor also to put it with the EDC because, number one, they don't meet very often. And so when they do, they'll know what's going on with EDC, which is who's going to get the money anyway, correct? I mean, it basically goes to the EDC development. So, do we have a direction, a motion?
I make a motion to direct town staff to work on blending TERS board into the EDC.
I second that.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Dennis Sheridan's opposed.
I sometimes by myself.
No, he loves to be by himself. That's why he does that. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next agenda item, please.
Discuss and consider directing staff to initiate a text amendment to zoning ordinance section 14.02.005J, waiting period.
All right,
Thank you.
very good. So this item, similar to the last, this item was requested by council members. In this particular case, it was Councilmember Sheridan with the second Councilmember Flynn regarding looking for a discussion from the council and possibly directing staff regarding the required timeline that someone needs to wait after being denied at ZBA for a particular request or variance or whatever that might be for it. So I'll go ahead and just turn it over to Councilmember Sheridan for that part of the conversation, and then we'll await the discussion from the council.
Well, for clarification, right now, it's part of our ordinances that if somebody gets denied at ZBA, they cannot, or they have to wait 1 year before they can come back and reapply or ask for whatever. And they can't do anything for a year. My basis is, in my opinion, most ZBA applicants are residents. They're not professional planning and zoning people. They may or may not know how to give a good presentation. And sometimes their presentations are not clear or complete. So if they were denied, and all of a sudden they think of, well, why didn't I say that? Or why didn't I do it this way? They got to wait a year. And I think that's unfair. I know there's a variety of different people, different timeframes that people would think. I personally prefer 4 months. That gives somebody time to rethink it and maybe replan on how to come back to ZBA. It's important to understand, though, that none of this conversation should in any way alter any of the actions of ZBA. That's not the point. I'm not trying to influence the ZBA to do anything one way or the other. Just give our citizens the opportunity to make some corrections if that should occur. I think that's as clear I can be.
I think that was real clear. Any comments on this?
I want to add one comment to that. The reason I supported what Dennis talked about, we had this very situation in our neighborhood, just around the corner, a very similar situation. They didn't know how to present properly. They showed up at the meeting unprepared. It got denied, and unfortunately, had to wait a whole year. Turns out they ended up moving, but it was one of those things where, if it was 4 months or 6 months, it would probably have been a different situation.
If I could, Brandon or Dean, would you explain the process that if this comes out of council to direct, what happens next?
So what we'd recommend is that it goes to Planning Zoning Commission, that they review the ordinance, and that they provide a recommendation to you, and then once you receive the recommendation, you can vote on it.
And that would also include the public hearings, correct?
That's right.
All right, so that everybody has an opportunity to have input, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all bringing this up. This isn't something that I've really given any thought to until now. And you're exactly right. The year waiting period matches our imposition on, commercial zoning change, which makes a lot of sense, We've experienced people coming back to P&Z and trying again, and it's all in commercial interest, and it makes sense to stretch that out. This is much more resident friendly. These ZBA cases are like, I need my fence to be 4 feet further than what
Exactly
the
right.
ordinance says or whatever. It's exception management, Gary, with your HOA experience, all about that kind of stuff. It's important, I think, for us to be responsive. Yeah, good find, and I support. I would, I don't have an opinion on the time frame. I would just take staff's recommendation, or whoever's passionate about what the time frame should be, I'll go along with it.
Well, I don't think we're saying that tonight.
Right.
We're sending
We'll
it,
bring it back.
our instructions are to
Right.
go back to P&Z, and I'm just giving you my opinion of why I'm asking for it to do so. But thank you for your support.
Any other comments?
No.
Okay, is there a motion, please?
I'd like to make a motion that we direct staff to initiate text amendment to the zoning ordinance section 14.02.005 waiting period.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ryland will second that. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 11, consider designating 3 council members to serve on the Appointments Committee.
Okay, I move to nominate Jeff Beach and Gary Ash to serve with the mayor on the board's appointments committee for the year 25 to 2026. Do I have a second?
Just those two?
Well,
And
including
yourself?
myself.
Okay, just wanted to clarify. I second that.
Okay, all those in favor? Raise your hand. Opposed? Anybody want to make, would you like to, what?
I'll take it. Never mind.
Jeff,
I vote plus.
I thought we discussed this. Okay. Jeff,
My
you
arm was
have-
sufficiently twisted.
You have
I'm going to clarify.
the
Yeah,
right.
can you
to
clarify his
not-
vote?
Jeff, can you just real quickly clarify your vote for us, just so we know how to?
I will vote yes.
Yes,
Thank
okay.
you, sir.
End of conversation.
Thank you, Jeff. We need you. Okay, thank you.
Item 12, consider designating 3 council members to serve on the Budget Oversight Committee.
I move to nominate Dennis Sheridan, Steve Flynn, Rylan Rowe to serve on the Financial Subcommittee for 25 through 2026. Second?
Second.
Jeff seconds that. All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? No opposed. Motion passes. Next.
Item 13, consider designating 2 council members to serve on the Municipal Utility District Number 1 Coordination Committee.
Oh, wait a minute, we're gonna make that 3. Can we make
You
that
can.
3?
Yep.
Yes, it's a 3. It has been 2, we're making it 3. So, I move to nominate Jeff Beach, Rylan Rowe, Gary Ash to serve on the Municipal Utility District Board for 25 through 26.
I'll second.
All those in favor, raise your hand. All those opposed? No opposition. Motion passes, and we're adjourned. It is 7:52.
To the point.